Welcome back, and this is another lap and test of one of the offer vehicles, and this time we are out in the Pegassi Osiris, which is one of my favourite cars in the game. It really is. Not based on performance, just based on how good this thing looked until I smashed it up. What are you doing? Get out of my way. So this is based on the Pagani Huayra, and it's another one where they just didn't give us stuff. they said just photocopy the brochure. My god, I'm struggling to get through here. They said just photocopy the brochure, and that's what they did. Now, from a drivability point of view, this thing is really nice. The handling, the in-city handling on this is really good. The turning is so direct. The last few cars I've done have all felt a little bit floaty, but this really has immense turning, really good brakes, very controllable. It's not loose at all at the back end, and it's just an absolute joy to drive. It's one of my favourite driving cars in the game, to be fair. I don't know how it's going to do on top speed, but we'll see when we get there. I'm also not 100% sure how it's going to do on downforce, so let's get it on the freeway and have a look. How did I not get through that gap? So anyway, the downforce on this thing is a solid 8 out of 10. I'm trying to decide whether it's 8 or 9, because you can just throw this thing into corners and it just grips. I reckon I can do cliff yeet corner without a dab of brake in this thing. I think I'll need a bit of an ease off. That is the only thing I'm finding is, being a supercar, like all the other supercars, it is a little bit wide, which can make getting through traffic tricky. But let's see if I can try cliff yeet corner and ease off and a crash into a concrete lorry. Well done. Well, a lot of psycho drivers on this lap. That's 2 come out of nowhere. So if you're new to these videos and wondering why I don't edit the crashes out, these are supposed to be as real a test as possible, and realistically doing a full lap of this circuit without an accident, it doesn't happen very often. I think I've done it once so far, but the number of crashes that you have does actually give you an idea of how good the car is to drive, because the better cars, the cars with better handling, faster response, you can actually get out of the way of some of these accidents, whereas something like the Buffalo EVX, you just basically have to drive into everything, because the steering is just suggestive rather than functional. Right, top speed test now. This is measured over 1 mile, and I'm expecting quite good things from this, because this feels fast. I was just about to say I'm really impressed with how this thing's doing in traffic. And because it's so responsive, it does do quite well, but because it's a supercar, it is just so wide that some of these gaps are just, you need more than a dabble of luck to get some of these cars through some of these gaps. But I would say this is better than your average supercar, and I think most of the supercars generally get around a 5 for through traffic, so I'm torn between a 6 and a 7. I want to go 6. So we've got an 8 on downforce, a 7 through the city, and a 6 on traffic. So that's a good all-round score. But let's see what the total time is, and I'm expecting this to... Oh my god, I didn't even see you there. I'm expecting this to be quite a reasonable time, or it was until I just drove into the back of that truck. So I hope you found this useful, and I will see you on the next one.